We are live.
All right.
We are live, and there is some viewer in the ether watching us. We've got brother Najjam, aka Naji from the FDD on Zitter. You will know him, dear listeners and readers, from being a regular guest on Eurabia Mania. Um, as I like to joke, he is the brother from Ohio, Pakistan. Brother Naji, how's it going?
Man, I'm just praying for the downfall of Argentina and also I mean you don't even have to it doesn't even have to be a Zionist thing, where
Fair enough.
Milei is super Zionist and Messi is pro Israel and whatnot. They play dirty, man. They foul everyone, they never get yellow cards, FIFA loves them. It's like get the hell
Oh,
out of
okay,
here.
okay.
I mean,
Interesting, interesting. So
like
you're one of the you're one of the you're one of those guys who thinks that FIFA is pulling the lever for Messi, basically.
yes,
Okay,
in this scenario, I truly believe that. But
fair enough.
there were 9 fouls against England, and then the
Hmm.
first foul on Messi was a yellow card. So, I mean, it's
Fair
like
enough, fair
you
enough.
know, it to the extent that I was rooting for England. Okay, that should
Mm.
that should give you some.
Fair enough, fair enough. There we go. All right. World Cup shenanigans aside,
Yes, sir.
let us do the thing where we watch the Goy slop. We're gonna watch the Goy slop come in live. Can you see the Goy slop, Brother Najim?
Yes, I
Do
can.
you see the Goy slop? All right.
It's yep. It's right in front of my eyes. It's beaming directly. The Goy beam is
Beaming
beaming
directly,
directly
the Goy
into my
beam directly.
yep
There we
in my
go. Right.
retinas.
Yeah. Yeah. So I saw something. I'm gonna try and find it, but if you ever find something, you can also share screen, Brother Najee. Go for it. Don't worry
Sure,
about it.
sure.
Um, yeah. But like this guy especially, he's so fucking funny, man.
Professor
Did you
K.
yeah, well he calls himself a professor, but like
Yeah, he's a high school teacher.
did you watch that thing where he went on Nima's program and Nima is like, okay, well, there's 90 million Iranians, there's 88 something million Turks. How is Israel gonna, you know, conquer large swathes of territory where like they have to go against tens of millions of people? And this fucking like CIA plant. I'm serious, man. You should watch the clip. It's actually a pretty viral clip.
I
But
think
this
I've
fuck,
seen that. Yeah.
yeah, bro. But like this CIA plant, what he did was like he just um he just basically told everyone. Just give me a second. Someone's trying to call me. Why are people trying to call me? Jeez, man. Give me a second.
Popular guy now.
No worries, man. Just okay. All right. Cut that call. But as I was saying
Mm.
before I got cut off, but like this CIA plant, right? Like, so Nima is like on the show and he's just asking him a simple question. He's like, okay, how is Israel going to establish Greater Israel when they can't even defeat Hezbollah, right? And like basically they can't defeat Hamas and whatever and all these other things. Uh, and you're saying that they're gonna go up against all these other guys who are like 10x or 100x stronger. And then he's like, "Well, you don't know how the world works, bro. The Filipinos and the Indians, man. The Filipinos and the Indians are gonna show up, and then when they show up to Israel, Israel's gonna microchip them, and they're gonna be turned into soldiers. And there you go, right? They got tens of millions of soldiers to invade." And I just laughed. I was like, "Did this guy like?" Why the fuck do people take this idiot seriously, right? And so the reason I bring up this like Jiang character, right? It's not to like lampoon him. You could say that's my purpose, but the deeper purpose for why I did that, why I'm talking about this Jiang character, is that a lot of the quote unquote analysis is wish casting, right? And it goes on both sides, right? Like the other day. So I'm just gonna show you something, right? So sometimes I like to pick on people, but I don't like doing it. It's more like it's just
An educational sort of.
educational. Yeah. So for example, over here, right? Like Robert Poppe, right?
Mm.
Many now realize US ground operation is likely, especially with strikes shaping the battlefield. Are we at the point of no return? Okay, I'm just gonna read this thing, read my breaking analysis, and then I just respond as follows, right? Like shaping operations. Where is the ground force? To do shaping, you need an actual army right next door that is ready to go in and take advantage of said shaping. There is no such ground contingent. And the point I'm making is that if you go to 1991, right,
Mhm.
the Americans invaded Iraq with 950,000 plus troops. Two-thirds of those troops were American. One-third of those troops were coalition forces, so United Kingdom, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, those guys, right? Like to do the logistics footprint for that force, and that's an enormous force, right? Like it's got modern tanks, it's got all the other fun stuff, right?
Yes.
To do the logistics for that, it took 10 months, right? You had a similar buildup right before the 2003 invasion, right? Before Russia invaded Ukraine, you had a similar buildup, right? Like I remember back in September or was it August of 2021, you had satellite feeds and all these other things showing the buildup, and everyone's like, oh man, Russia's a pussy, nothing's gonna happen. And so the point, Brother Naji, is that a lot of this shit is wish casting. Like, you've got both Iranians and Americans. Like, oh my gosh, America's gonna invade us. I'm like, bitch, where the fuck is the army? There's no fucking army here, man. Like, okay, Trump heli drops 100 Marines on a fucking island. Okay, fine. He does that, I don't know, on Tuesday evening. What the fuck is 100 Marines gonna do on a tiny island within like tube artillery range? Like, you explain that to me, Brother Nachi. What the fuck's going on here?
I think there is a obviously over the previous 30, 50 years, the U.S. military has sort of conducted these things routinely, and so people
Mhm.
just in their head they're they're in some kind of a like bubble where they see, oh, A leads to B leads to C, and there is also a little. I'll give Professor Pepe's. I'll just his a little bit of credence where he's been right
Mhm.
about a lot of things in this
Oh
escalation.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
This,
Yeah,
but
exactly. Yeah.
on this point, I think he's sort of thinking about mission creep. I think he's thinking about these sort of Vietnam and Afghanistan examples where it's like, okay, we're going to take out the Taliban and we're going to help the Northern Alliance with a bunch of special forces. Okay, that's done in a month. Oh, but then we have to establish like a government that actually supports us so they can't come
Yeah.
back. Okay, now we'll
His
send
brain is
troops
stuck.
around.
Yeah, bro,
Yes,
bro. Exactly. Yeah. His brain is stuck in the early aughts, right? He just assumes that like hundreds of thousands of American troops are going to be flown in. And I'm sorry, Pape, but that's not what's happening, right? Like the current contingent in the Middle East is like 40 to 50K, right?
yeah,
If I wave the magic wand, like I'm gonna give you a magic wand, Brother Nudge. If you wave that magic wand and every single American was teleported to the Middle East, right? It's 250,000, right? You would have to have a muster point. You would have to like mobilize them and all these other things. Obviously, logistics. Obviously, you got to feed them. You need the water for them, right? All this other stuff.
oh yeah,
250,000 is not enough, man. Like that's like 10% of the minimum number you need for a ground operation against Iran, right? So that's why I'm like and again, I'm doing quote unquote analysis, whatever it is you want to call it, but I'm just doing math the way I
mhm,
see it, right? It's
mhm,
just like if they're gonna be doing something, it's gonna be a Marine Corps, whatever, heli dropped onto an island, or they're gonna try and do like a landing on one of the smaller islands. That's what they got, man. Like
yeah.
America's
There's one,
ability to
yeah.
do anything other than that, right? I don't see where the troops are coming from, man.
So
It's just like
I'll
lack
break
of
down.
resources, bro. Yeah.
No, I hear you. I'll break down like the what I know to be the conventional capability they have for
Yeah.
ground troops. I believe they have two Marine readiness task force units,
Yeah, basically, yeah.
right? So and then they also have several
Hmm.
either a full brigade or several battalions of
Hmm.
the 82nd Airborne. So though they have moved those troops to the region. I don't know where those Marine readiness, amphibious emergency brigades are. They're
Hmm.
probably still in the, and they're obviously not in the Gulf, right? They're in the Sea of Oman somewhere, hiding behind,
Yeah, exactly.
Oman and then the landscape. So they're
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not really a factor. There's no heliborne. You can't send them. They would have to
Yeah, yeah.
either get into the Strait of Hormuz or go by land to like Bahrain or Jordan or something, and then fly from there or move on the ground from there.
Basically, yeah.
But
Yeah.
the 82nd Airborne could be used in a capacity where you could pair drop them onto Keshim Island or Harg Island. Um,
Basically, yeah.
and they have, I mean, I think you're minimizing the number of troops a little bit in terms of like 100 Marines. They could probably drop like 1,000, maybe a couple thousand of these guys. But
I say
they
100
have,
Marines. yeah, yeah, like
It doesn't
uh,
matter, right? There's a
it
very
doesn't matter exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I say 100 Marines just because the reason I say 100 Marines is that airlift and sea lift have that discrepancy, right?
right, right,
Um, if you're doing heli drops and you're doing like insertion with like aircraft, you're talking about couple hundred, 100 here, 100 there, couple hundred.
right.
If you're doing sea lift, if you're doing amphibious, you're talking about several thousand, right? There's no amphibious, bro. Like there's that craft, and I think I'm trying to remember which one it was, but I think it was a USS Tripoli or whatever, right? But this is not fit for the task, bro. But like this stuff they're talking about of like taking Keshim Island, like you can open up a history book and go, okay, when Japan and America were fighting in the Second World War, right?
Yep.
Okay, surface area of the island. How many defenders are on the island? Okay, this many Japanese defenders, this much surface area. This is the number of what's it called? Fortifications and so on and so forth. So we need this many several thousand troops, right? I'm not seeing anywhere near those numbers. Like what I'm seeing is, okay, there was two Marine expeditionary units. One of them is headed back to Pacific Command. Another one is still kind of like you're saying, loitering around Oman,
Yep.
um, outside the straits. And every now and then they're like doing some photo ops and grabbing random civilian tankers. And the Iranians are retaliating the way they do, which is they're beginning to hit rather civilian infrastructure in the Gulf as well. And it's like, okay, but there's no fucking like, what are people talking about when they say shaping operations? There's no shaping going on here, man. Like, I think this is just confabulation again. They're trying to look at America. I think you called it butternut. You're like, the Cyclops got hit in the eye and he's trashing about. And yeah, he's certainly killing a lot of people, but there's no like, there's no fucking 12D chess here, man. I'm sorry. Like, this ain't America in 1956. This is America in 2026. There's no 12D chess here, right?
I mean,
Especially like this guy is like the Secretary of War. Like the fucking like
dude,
emo speak plainly, stand your ground.
I had to go back
Yeah,
to my Twitter. I couldn't stare into this guy's emo eyes any longer. It was distracting.
I did it on purpose, bro. I did it on purpose. There we go.
The no,
Yeah, yeah.
it's fun. It's funny. The recent threats by Trump they underscore your point where now he's out of nowhere, as American Ets points out, out of seemingly nowhere. He just goes, the Iranians actually have a second nuclear bunker right next to the other one that we blew up, and it's deeper underground. It's called Pickaxe Mountain. Isn't that like a secret super layer of evil sounding name? We're gonna hit that. That's gonna be our escalation. It's like, dude, clearly you're not deploying ground troops. Clearly you're not. If anything, they might try and do some super special Venezuela raid into Keshem and like nab the mayor or but they can't do much. Like there's no.
Okay, but even that doesn't fucking work, man.
I
Like,
know.
like,
I,
like
I
it's just yeah.
it's
They
it's
land 100 Delta Force,
right.
so they get a bunch of 40-year-old heroin addicts. They roid them up. No, no, seriously, they get a bunch of 40-year-old heroin addicts. They roid them up. Obviously, all the drugs in the world, they give them that. And then they're like, yeah, baby, we're gonna kick some Iranian ass and take some names or whatever, right? And then they land 100 of them on Keshem Island. Like, Keshem Island is fucking mined. There's like all these other booby traps and shit. Like, it's gonna be a fucking massacre, man.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, this crap of like watching too many movies and then going, we just have to go on Twitter and say shaping operations and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, dude, this is not how the real world works, right? Like, America actually in 1991, when they invaded the Middle East, they actually had troops. Now they don't, right? Like, now what they're doing is they're doing these like bombing runs, and like I was saying this on a Telegram group, but it's like any bombing run is going to be more anemic than the bombing run they had February 28th to like first week of March, right? And the reason for that is not because of lack of desire. Oh, Americans, man, they don't have enough desire. They stop believing in themselves. Or, oh, they just don't have the willpower. No, look, dude, the reason it's going to be more anemic is just because, like, they're running out of munitions, right? And 2026 America is not capable of replenishing its munitions, right? It's
Yeah.
not like this society where, like, oh my gosh, bro, we build 1,000 jets a month. and 10,000 missiles a month. Right? That's not what this society is. What this society is it builds like a few dozen interceptors every year, a few dozen, right? And then like artillery shells, well, you can read the Government Accountability Office report on that one. America can't even build artillery shells anymore in the year 2026. They lack the ability. Yeah, so there you
No,
go.
I hear you. I think we have belabored that point. I think on several of these podcasts where we just got to get it through. People, it's maddening that like we're not on here gloating because people are still confabulating. Right? There's still
Yeah,
It's like it's a
they,
nonstop.
they still think they still think that 2 million Americans are going to invade Iran, right? And they're still thinking that, oh, enough, it's not going to be the Iranians getting invaded by Americans, but don't worry, man, the Kurds are going to show up any moment now, and there's going to be a massive ground invasion. Bro, the Kurds don't have 2 million ground forces to invade Iran, man. What the fuck are you talking about, right? And you think Turkey's going to go like, yeah, you know what's going to be amazing? A bunch of Kurds trying to invade Iran. Yeah, I'm obviously going to sit on my ass and do nothing about that, right?
Oh
It's just like, yeah. So
yes. Um,
yeah, it's just basic self interest. Like they're not capable, like vibes and copium and hopium and all this other like Hollywood movie dribble, man.
yeah.
Right?
So
Uh,
one
yeah.
one
So
thing that
that's what that is.
no, I hear you. It's good to get that out of the way because that's the breaking sort of news narrative that's creeped up over the last 2 or 3 days. One thing I'd like to explore with you is, and I
Yes.
unfortunately I don't have a lot of time. I think we'll have to make this a pretty short episode. I some
No worries, bro.
lady stole my phone the other week,
Oh no.
and well, to be honest, it's kind of nice because I'm living in like 1999, and I only have like it's very interesting. I was using my phone as a as my internet because I have an unlimited plan, and I didn't want to. Not that I didn't want to pay for internet, but I just don't want to be on internet as much, right? And so this
Fair
finally
enough, bro.
pushed
Fair
me, and
enough,
now I'm
bro.
like reading books and stuff. I'm reading about Patrice Lumumba and shit. So
That's nice,
it is
bro.
it is nice. It's a change of pace. I already feel my brain healing from all of the goy slop that's been pushed at me, but um,
And now I'm beaming it straight to your eyes,
you're
bro.
being
So how do you
yeah,
feel
look,
about?
an hour a day, that's moderation.
Yeah,
That's the
there we
middle
go.
path, right? That's what it's
Yeah,
talking
we,
about.
we we can make this a 1 hour show. I think we can make this a 1 hour show.
Something
So
like
it's
this.
like it's like 17 minutes right now. We'll run it for like 40 more minutes, I guess.
Yeah, something like
Um,
that. So
yeah, but no, go ahead, brother. You
sure.
wanted to run by something, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The two things I want to hit are one is the actual oil market and whatnot, and we can get into all the crack spreads and stuff. I've heard some interesting things from Phil Pilkington
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
some of these interesting. The other thing that I think not too many people are talking about is as this oil crisis continues, and both you and I see it continuing for at least a couple more months. Um, what
Yeah.
happens to the rest of the world, and how do they react, and how do they because they're going to get hit probably even harder than the U.S. A lot of places in Asia, a lot of places. Is there a method to the
Actually,
madness at all?
yeah.
Or
So actually they're gonna be hit less. And the reason I say that has to do with what we are seeing right now. So
okay,
what's happening right now in the world? All right. So during peacetime, the world produces 105 million barrels daily,
mhm,
and roughly it consumes 104 million, right?
mhm,
So there's 1 million surplus daily, which is about 350, 400 million surplus a year, right? And countries around the world, depending on how they are, uh, you know, how they're positioned in the market. So, for example, Japan has a much larger oil reserve than the entire European Union combined, right?
right,
So they sponge off a lot of that excess 350 to 400 million, and then America does it obviously, and then China does it the most, right?
yes,
The Chinese reserve is about 3 or 4 times larger than the American reserve, and the American reserve is the second largest,
right,
right? Um, the issue right now, okay, so what is happening in the world right now? Okay, the Strait of Hormuz is around 21 million a day, 21 million. And
mhm,
that is primarily oil that goes to be exported on the market, right? Um, that is roughly half of all oil that is exported. Because again, the 105 million that gets produced, roughly half of that, slightly less than that, is for domestic consumption. So yeah, it's produced, but then it immediately gets consumed inside the country's borders.
Right.
Um, Only half of the oil, so around 50, between 40 to 50 million, is on the global oil markets to be bought up by others. And then, yeah, so what's happening right now? Um, the Chinese have dropped their buying of oil by about 5, 6 million barrels, right?
Yep.
Normally they buy about 12, 13 million barrels. They've dropped it by around half. Um, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Southeast Asia, they've dropped their purchasing by about 1 million or so as well. So they've done that. Some of these countries initially in the initial stages, they did some emergency measures. China taking the buying power off the market, that also helped things out as well. So that's around 6 million. Okay. And then what else? Then you've got a bunch of these bypass pipelines, right? Fujairah,
East West
Yanbu,
oh yeah.
like 4 or 5 different things, right? Like add in an additional 5, 6 million. So
Mhm.
5, 6 million over there, 5, 6 million over there, right? And so what happened was, okay, Iran cuts off the Straits of Hormuz, which is 21 million,
Mhm.
right? And only Iranian stuff gets out, which is around 2 to 3 million. So the net effect should be like 18 million. Well, actually, the net effect so far from like March till today
Mhm.
has only been one third of that,
Mhm.
which is 6 million. And the reason for that is because less Chinese buying and also
Right.
because of bypass. Now, both these things are time limited. The Chinese are going to buy oil again. That's just obvious.
Mhm.
I don't have to explain to you why they're going to start buying oil again.
Well, I
It's
think they
because,
just they just started
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
few days
So,
ago.
so exactly, yeah. So this is like a tautology. I don't think I have to
Right.
spend like 5 minutes explaining why the Chinese will start buying oil again. Okay. Iran can just destroy the bypass stuff. And this is what like a lot of these like fucking noobs don't understand. It's like you have to use abductive reasoning. If Iran can hit a Patriot battery in Jordan, and if Iran can hit a military base in Israel, which has like 5 different levels of spoofing, and like it has like a 12 other layers of whatever, right? Like it's abductive reasoning. It's like, okay, well, I can do this hard, complex thing, but somehow you're telling me I can't do this simple thing,
Right.
right? And it's like, okay, so he hit this thing in Jordan, and then he hit another thing in Israel, right? Wall Street Journal and these guys, they're saying that, not in their words, not mine, that the Iranian stuff is more than 80+% accurate, 80% plus,
Yeah.
right? So okay, they can hit that stuff, but don't worry, bro. They're not gonna hit my fucking stationary pipeline in Dubai, like near Dubai, which is like right next door to them, and it has like it's civilian infrastructure, and it doesn't have like 12 layers of like fucking military spoofing. Don't worry, bro. Like I will still be able to bypass that, and don't worry, bro. Like Yanbu is still gonna bypass like the additional 3 or 4 million barrels a day. Don't worry about it. It's gonna trust the plan, Patriots, right? As they like to say, right? So this is bullshit, man. I mean, it, the Iranians are like, you know, people are trying to gaslight them. Like, oh, you can't do shit, bro. Like, oh, look at you. You still haven't hit the gas pipelines in Yanbu and whatever the fuck. Therefore, you'll never do it. I'm like, buddy, this ain't a fucking movie, man. Like,
Yeah.
we're not watching a 2 hour movie where like, okay, now the antagonist, 1 hour and 30 minutes have passed. Now the antagonist has to hit the pipeline.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't hit the pipeline, bro. He didn't do it 5 minutes ago.
Right.
Therefore, the movie is over, man. I'm like, dude, it's not a fucking movie. It's a
Yeah.
fucking war,
Yeah,
right?
if
Like,
yeah, yeah. If we
okay,
no, 100%. I mean,
yeah,
people don't quite get this. I don't even after 20 years of counterinsurgency in Afghanistan,
yeah.
they just don't get it. They're like, "Oh, we thought the Taliban would get on horseback and rush our base with, RPGs on their
Why
shoulders."
would they do that? Yeah,
Exactly.
but why would they do that? Okay, okay.
Exactly.
Like I'm the main character in human history. I'm America. I'm gonna imagine a scenario where only I win. Okay, but you're not the main character in history, and they actually have two brain cells to rub together,
Right.
and they have certain advantages that you don't. So they'll use their advantages over you. Why the fuck will they rush your base with their horses? Right?
Yeah.
It's so fucking stupid, man. The fucking going, they're going straight up the call.
It would be
Yeah.
nice
So
I'll just elaborate on the Iranian sort of war doctrine and mindset. They're very asymmetric. They've known their strengths and weaknesses for a very long time. I mean, there are videos of like RGC classes. I think you might have seen one where they're
Mhm,
describing asymmetric capabilities, how you can come to how you can come to grips with the U.S. and Western powers, namely using a
mhm.
lot of asymmetric stuff, and you know,
Yeah, yeah,
even
yeah.
though they have air power
I
and
think that word is fake, man. Yeah, yeah, but bro, I think that word is fake. I think that's a fake word. I think like, okay, I'm a German knight wearing all this armor, and I'm
right.
charging this fucking peasant and this shopkeeper, and he's got this like big pointy thing, and he's like pointing it at me. This is fucking asymmetric. Why is he fighting like that, man?
I see
He
what you're
should
saying.
wear a suit of armor. He
Right.
should wear a suit of armor, get on a horse. No, I'm serious, man. He
No, I
should wear a
understand what
suit of
you're saying.
armor.
Good point.
Yeah, yeah. But like, thi- this is a meaningless word. I think the goyim in the West, they invented this word, right? Just to feel good about themselves. It's like, well, if Iran fought us on open terrain and we brought our 10,000 tanks to massacre them, we would beat the shit out of them. And I'm like, okay, but we're in 2026. We're not in 1941, right? Like it's the same kind of reasoning. It's like, well, why are these shopkeepers and these women and these teenagers grabbing a bunch of like metal pipes and pointing them at us, right? Why are they not on their horses rushing at us on the open plain, right?
Yeah, because 'cause they're gonna
Like, why
blast
are
you
they
to death.
not carry? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Like, it's a fake word, man. Like, I think like what this is Iran has modern weapons and America has obsolete weapons, right? And you can have obsolete weapons and have, okay, well, I'm gonna build the JASSM, which is like this amazing, like, air launch cruise missile, and it can hit you from like more than 500 kilometers away, and that's outside the range of most anti-air systems. So hooray for us. Okay, fine, cool. What the production run for that thing is 7,000. The unit cost is like 2 million something dollars per missile. Uh, 500 kilos of explosives. You've got like prior to this war, they had like 3,000, 4,000 something.
Mhm.
In this war, like based on Rusi. Rusi is like a British military outfit. They use like more than one third of that. So like, okay, so you're gonna use 4 or 5 orders of magnitude less explosive ordnance on a country that is 10 times larger than Vietnam and has mountains everywhere. How the fuck are you gonna do anything, man? Right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, fine, 3,000 something Iranians are dead. Let's add a zero next to that number. All right. Let's say 35,000 Iranians are killed, right? I don't think it's going to get that high, by the way. I think it's going to taper off around the 10,000 mark, right? But
Yeah.
35,000. Okay, so Saddam Hussein killed 15,000, 20,000 Iranians in a space of like 80 days, 90 days, right? And he was using like fucking scuds, he was using chemical weapons, all the funky stuff basically, right?
All of
And you think Iran's gonna surrender if you kill like, I don't know, double that number? This is nothing, man. Like this, you know,
that's
I
one thing.
I
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, exactly.
I
I've always maintained this. I'm just like Iran's ability to kill Americans is much higher than America's ability to kill Iranians, right? Um, and the reason I've always maintained that position is that the shock effects from like this energy crisis,
Mhm.
starvation, riots on the streets, all this other stuff. Obviously, on top of that, you have to add in the military casualties you would see from the Iranians inevitably entering Kuwait and Iraq and all these other things. Add on top of that all of these other crises that exacerbate, right? That is much higher than the Americans hitting random bridges because like 5 minutes ago Trump ate something random for breakfast and then he's like, yeah man, if I just hit 12 bridges today, Iran will surrender 5 days from now, right? I still maintain that position, man, and so far like in this war I've seen nothing which can like challenge that position of mine because like Sir Malcolm put it this way, it's like the Americans, the way they view warfare is completely obsolete. They're just like, if I just take a JASSM and I fire at it at enough random like dummies in the desert and enough like Toyota pickup trucks and I don't know, civilian box trucks, Iran will
Yeah.
eventually surrender, right? Like, okay, but if that's your view of warfare, you're gonna fucking lose to the guy who actually knows what to target and hit, which is like, okay, we gotta hit desalination, we gotta hit their warehouses and logistics and this, that, and the other. Like, that's what it is, man. I mean, it's just the entire thing is silly, right? The entire thing is
It is
silly.
funny. No, it is very funny when you look at the raw numbers. Iran, a country of 90
Yeah,
million. Let's say eh, let's just for the sake of argument say only one third are ardent supporters of the regime or the government. Sorry, who that's how goyified my brain has become living in the West. Is I just automatically say regime when I say Iran. They let's say one third. So say it's crazy. It's really insane. One third, 30 million, right? Of
yeah,
30 million, they have whatever, maybe 3 million fit to fight males, something like that. Uh, so you have a group of three
yeah.
million people. So far, the U.S., the Israelis during the 12-day war, the other random strikes, the prior U.S. Engagement, the prior Israeli, all of that,
Yeah.
they've killed maybe like
I'm gonna make
6,000
your math.
sure,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
something like
I'm
that.
gonna make your math much simpler.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna make your math much simpler. Over the last 200 years, if you look at industrial warfare, from Napoleon to the present day, the ratio is 50 to 1. So if you have a country, you take the population and you divide it by 100, and then you times it by 2, right?
Okay.
So, okay, Afghanistan in like 2001, that's like 25 million, a bit less than that. So if we divide 25 million, that's 250,000, and then we multiply it by 2,
Half
roughly
a million.
500,000. Yeah. So, okay. Well, we have Northern Alliance, we have Afghan National Army, and then we have the American troops. We have several hundred thousand, not quite near that number, but like I think the Afghanistan invasion force was like 200, 300,000, right? One of the reasons why it failed to actually get the Taliban in the mountains, right, was because it was not
Oh,
fit for
the
task with
initial
regard to the
I believe the initial force was much smaller, and it only grew to being something like 200,000 over
exactly,
time.
yeah,
Yeah, the initial
yeah,
it was like a lot of special forces, a few, airborne
mhm,
brigades and stuff like that. It was only like
yeah, yeah,
40, 60,000. It was pretty small.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the Iraqi invasion force in 2003, that was
Yeah,
actually the correct number.
right,
It was like 500 to 600,000, and it was against a country of like 23 million, which actually the math works out, right? Um, Against 90 million, man, the math is 1.8 million, 2 million.
right.
That's the math, right?
And even if you're very conservative, even if you're okay, there's a lot of separatists,
That's
there's
the
all these
minimum number, bro. I
right,
gave you the minimum number. Like the ratio I gave you, the 50 to 1 ratio, that's like, okay, well, you're doing an exam and like 50% is the pass mark for the exam. This is the 50% mark, man.
yeah.
Right? Like
So
you need ideally more, but the 1.82 million is the minimum, the floor. Mm, yeah.
yeah, it's wild, man. And just to think that like people and you see a lot of axis of resistance people saying, "Oh my God, why Iran is getting blasted. They need to do counter value targeting. They need to blast all of the XYZ. They need to blow up Israel. They need to blow up the
I mean,
UAE."
they're blowing up the Kuwaiti desalination. They're doing it right
Exactly.
now.
What they don't
Yeah.
realize is Iran's method, their doctrine, to return to their sort of doctrine, is very methodical. It is extremely methodical, especially when they know time is on their side. And they've known time is on their side, even despite sanctions. They're growing more and more powerful. Their technology is increasing year over year. They produce better variants of missiles and drones every year, right? Every 6 months at this point. I think they're in overdrive right now. So the thing that the people I think people need to take a deep breath and realize maybe 10,000 Iranians have been killed, like about half of that is civilians. So maybe in total over the last 2.5 years, maybe 5,000 Iranian soldiers, IRGC, Artesh, and whatnot, have been killed. Add in maybe another 1,000 that were killed during those protests in February and January. This is a literal drop in the bucket, right? This is not a civilizational ending maneuver that the U.S. and Israel are doing. So people should just take a deep breath and I don't want to tell people what to do, but hey, You don't need to go crazy every time there's a strike on some random bridge. It's like a highway bridge. They rebuild it in 2 weeks. Like this is this is not the end of the world. When they do, hit Iranian energy infrastructure, which they've begun to sort of dance around and hit a few things here or there. Iran responded, right? Iran hit the Babco facility yesterday. They're starting to hit more and more energy infrastructure. They're targeting the ships that went to Fujairah, so that is being curtailed, that flow. I mean, they're doing serious things that are not. And one thing I want people also to think about, and maybe if you have some idea, this is back to the concept of how will the rest of the world react. The way that Iran is acting is quite responsible, and really the only people who are up in arms are the people who already hate them, like the Zionists in the West and the UK government, US government, whatever, and the Gulf countries who are like, we just want money and we don't want you to mess with our money, right? Other than that, the whole rest of the world is looking at Iran as a responsible actor who is not the one, creating blockades. They're not the one destroying everything. They're letting the US strike first, and they're letting the US look irresponsible, right? And then they strike back in a measured way, in a methodical way, and then they wait a week, and guess what? The SPR goes down a little bit more. So it's very clear that they're winning in a very sort of, again, uh, methodical, thought out, complex sort of way, and it's yeah. So I think they're doing that just so that the rest of the world doesn't turn on them or shift away from them towards the West, because this once this crisis really gets going in a maybe a month, maybe 2, maybe 3 months, maybe sooner, the rest of the world is going to be looking for people to blame, right? And they're going to be looking for actions they can take. Not that they have many options, because if the U.S. and Israel can't overthrow Iran, then they're not going to be able to open the Straits of Hormuz either and overthrow the IRGC and whatnot. But there are economic impacts. They could start to halt trade with Iran. They could whatever. So I think Iran just wants to keep their erstwhile allies in the loop and allow
Mic
them.
check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, I was off for a second, but yeah,
Oh.
you were saying a lot of cool stuff, but I wanted to say something, but something happened with my audio. It's all good, so you can hear me now. But no, exactly, bro. And like the thing is, like the Goy beam has basically made everyone's brains into movie brain, right?
Yes.
They want like the Iranian catastrophic strike that, like, okay, look, we told you, myself, brother Najjam, and a couple of other bros, we told you that, look, Iran is eventually going to hit desalination. Iran is eventually going to do all these things. It's happening right now. Kuwait, right? The minister of energy, I think one of these guys, they just said, yeah, our desalination got hit, right? Bahrain, their refinery got hit, and so on and so forth, right? I'm telling you right now, like, if you're doing these attacks on Kuwaiti desalination, that's the water supply for not just the American military contractors, but also for the Bengali like labor migrants,
Yeah.
right? Um, you don't do that and then have like several 100,000 militias. We're talking about the Iraqi PMFs
Mhm.
outside the doors of Kuwait, and then go, yeah, man, Iran, man, they're just fucking crazy, man. Like Trump, my god emperor, he told me Iran is fucking crazy and they're just doing this randomly. No, dude, this is an actual quote unquote shaping operation, right?
Right.
The American stuff is not, because the American stuff, you got to understand, unlike 1991 and 2003, there is no fucking American military right next to Iran or wherever, which is about to invade. But the same is not true for Kuwait, right? Kuwait has a bunch of these militias right next door, right? And if it comes down to it, within a few weeks, they can overrun Kuwait. At which point, all of these other things fall apart, right? Like, without Kuwait, Bahrain, and Qatar, and these places where the American forces are, they can't station themselves. And the reason for that is because Kuwait is the logistics hub.
Right.
Kuwait is where the stuff goes out, and Bahrain is the naval base, Qatar is the CENTCOM HQ, Iraq, Jordan, Syria, all of these places, they get supplies and logistics and whatnot from Kuwait. If you cut off Kuwait, right, you cut off the big artery that pumps the blood, man, right?
Yeah.
You
And
cut that off.
no, 100%. That's something that people are not really realizing, that Iran is destroying a lot of the capability that the U.S. has to project power and to really to keep themselves safe and keep all of these infrastructure that they need in these Gulf countries safe. and now they're starting to hit some
Mhm.
infrastructure. And you also have to remember that Abadan, which is the southern Iranian city right next to Basra, is like
Yeah.
40 miles from Kuwait. Okay, and it's like
Yeah.
what? Let's see, it's about 70 miles to Kuwait City, 70, 75 miles. So they're right next door. I mean,
I have
that's nothing.
to interrupt you, bro. I have to interrupt you.
Sure.
Read this Goislov, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me pull this up.
Read up the
Okay.
Goislov in front of you.
The Dominic Michael Trippi new Trump proposed a 100K monthly fee to receive true social posts in advance per Financial Times. This is
Rate this Goislov, please. Rate this Goislov. Rate it out of 10.
this is out of 10. This is like this is it's the dessert at the end of the ride, right? It's at the end of the buffet dinner where you've had mountains of
Oh,
biryani and you've had kebab, every type
oh
of
man.
kebab, kubide, and you know, this
Yeah.
is like the beautiful pistachio sorbet with
Yeah.
the honey, and it's just so rich. My
Oh
God,
man.
I so let me tell you a quick
Um,
anecdotal story, and
go ahead, bro. Go
I'm
ahead, bro.
praying to God that this is going to slowly, because I do live in America, and as you always tell me, go to Pakistan, get the hell out. Well, Pakistan's pretty fucked up too, so at least their government, right? I wish, but we can get into that another. But let me tell you this quick story. So
Yeah, bro. It's all good. Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah.
I was at that gas station last night buying a Gatorade, and
Mhm.
standing in line, and there's a 6-year-old white guy came up behind me, sort of probably Sir Kenaz's age, like very late a very old Gen X or early boomer
Mhm.
or late boomer, whatever. And we got to talking, and I swear to you, and this is just a random normal white guy from sort of
Mhm.
suburban Ohio. In a
Yeah.
span of 4 minutes, he said that Donald Trump is no longer his president, even though he voted for him. He said he's
Mhm.
no longer a marketing genius. He's just enriching himself with billions and billions
Yeah.
of dollars of fake trading, right? He said
Mhm.
6 million Jews didn't die in the Holocaust. Plenty did, but not 6 million. We all know that. And
Mhm.
then what else did
Mhm.
he say? He said, oh, he mentioned Ball and the Epstein class and how they're so this is a boomer who said all of the right things, right? In just like,
Yeah.
and I said, my God, and I like shook his hand. I was like, sir, it takes a lot to, and he said, yeah, after 40 years of propaganda, I finally realized, and he's like an evangelical guy. I finally realized that this is not like the real Israel, right, from the Bible. This is not the Israel of
Oh yeah,
2,000
bro.
years ago. This is a bunch of Polish and Ukrainians and whatnot who just took advantage of their situation and pulled
Shocked
strings.
Pikachu face.
Right.
Shocked Pikachu face, bro.
And
Yeah. Shocked Pikachu face, bro.
I pray that people are waking up to the goy slop and the war is very unpopular. It will become more unpopular
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
it's shown. I doubt that a critical mass will wake up anytime soon, but
They won't,
that's
man.
what I'm
Like
that's what I'm hoping.
that's not gonna happen, man. Yeah, like a couple of these guys. You're gonna see more anti-Semitism against the fucking Jews and whatever, and all this other stuff's gonna happen. But like this and the economic meltdown, which I mean, South Korea is already showing signs of the economic meltdown, right? But
Yep.
that's what that is, man. Like people are gonna realize that, hey, Judea, Zionism, the Jews, whatever, they took us for a ride and they've crashed the global economy. What do we do about them, right? And they're gonna get the pogrom treatment times 100, basically. Um,
Shit. Yeah.
Mensch Osint. There definitely are casualties on King Faisal Air Base, and no, troops were not evacuated before. New accommodations were built on the same base starting only May 26th, so during the war. I think this is where like the sleeping quarters are.
Mm.
So they probably took out quite a few Americans. But like don't worry about it, brother Naji. Like they're all like contractors. They're not real Americans, so they'll die in training accidents and not like the casualty figures that CENTCOM puts out, which are obviously correct because it's CENTCOM and the government never lies. So there we go.
My God, it's so like you. Do they need the
Yeah,
Fallujah insurgents to take the Blackwater bodies, drag them through the streets
yeah.
while singing, "Idrib ya Asad al Fallujah," and then tie them up on the railway bridge? Is that what people need to get it through their heads that the U.S. is taking? I mean, we have the squawking 7700 or whatever the code is. Like the F-35 did that yesterday.
Yeah,
A refueler. We're back to
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
we're back to the attrition rate that you correctly did the math on in the previous
Yeah.
portion of this conflict, where it's like about an aircraft a day, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. That's what we're back to.
It's the conflict. Yeah, exactly. The conflict started. If people want to do the math, the conflict started with around 300 or so airframes on the American side, 350, 400 airframes on the Israeli side. If you add everything up, that's around 700 to 800 airframes, right? Um, the attrition rate for the 40 days of fighting, which was primarily when most of the kinetic stuff happened, that was 0.33%, which is one third of 1%, right? Um, okay, well, enough, that's nothing, bro. Like, how much is that, right? So zero point 0.3, and then that's nothing, bro. So okay, so let's do some math, right? And again, I apologize for being fucking like what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah,
Autistic.
emergency. Oh, you saw this. Yeah, yeah. So you saw this.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but like yeah, I apologize for being what's the word I'm looking for? Uh
Um,
I apologize for being a math guy,
Picky
but
or
like
yeah.
okay, 0.33%, right? And then, so you take 1 and you minus 0.0033 and you get 0.9967, right?
Yep.
Okay, fine. 40 days of that. What is 40 days of that? Well, 40 days of that means you lose 12%, more than 12% of your initial starting thing, right?
Hmm.
So if your initial starting thing is 800, I'm just going to say it's 800, and then you get 12% attrition. So that's around 90 to 100 airframes, right? Which is actually like once you add in the drones and the other stuff that got shot down in tandem with the manned stuff that got shot down, in tandem with the stuff that got destroyed on the ground. And again, New York Times, Washington Post is not Iranian state TV, but those guys, right? Yeah, that's roughly what you get, right? And enough, but that's nothing, bro. Like, one third of 1%. Well, I mean, during World War II, the attrition rate was 0.2% daily. Oh, enough. That's nothing, man. That's a tiny number. That doesn't mean anything. Well, okay, man. This is how mathematics works. All right. 0.002. All right. One minus that number. 0.998. All right, brother Naji, math time.
Okay.
0.998 to the exponent, 365. What do you get? Come on.
0.998 is basically
To the
one. You have three. It's
exponent,
the three. Yeah,
365.
yeah. You get
Yeah.
365, right?
No, no, no. So,
No,
so
I'm sorry.
if you take the exponent of that, it's very funny. Like people are like, oh, this number doesn't mean anything. It's a tiny number. It doesn't mean anything. Well, okay, 0.2% attrition for 1 year, which is
Oh, point.
365 days.
Yeah.
It gets you 52% attrition of your entire.
Ahnaf, can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you again. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Sometimes it does weird shit, but like okay, 0.2%. That doesn't mean anything. Well, 0.2%, as I said, 52%.
Right over a
And
year.
then it's like 0.33%, which the Iranians have against the Americans in the 40 days. That is the highest in human history, man, against like an aerial opponent,
Yep.
right? And nobody takes this seriously because like their brains have been goified, and they're all just like, oh, it doesn't matter. This number doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, man, but if you're only gonna view war through the lens of like, movies and Hollywood and whatever, you're missing out, bro. You are missing out on a lot of shit, right? Okay,
Yeah.
why did the goal slop go away? Give me a second.
No, you're
I
fine.
gotta.
I shared my screen, so I'm not sure if that cancels out your
Oh,
share.
okay, got you, got you,
But
got you. No worries,
so
bro.
I wanted to share.
Oh,
There
go
are
for it,
reports.
man.
There are reports that more jet fighters are being sent from
Okay,
Europe.
share your screen, bro. Share your screen. I'll stop sharing and you can share your screen. Go ahead.
Sure, sure. Let me finally pull
So I'll
that back.
stop sharing my screen.
Um,
I'll stop giving you the goy slop and then you can give me some goy slop
I'll
yourself.
give
All
you
right,
some
stop
Goy Slop.
sharing over here.
I will give you some good Goy Slop. This is a really sad attempt at Goy Slop by the
Mm-hmm.
American regime, right? Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So it appears that they're sending more fighters If you can see that, they're
Hmm.
sending redeploying fighter jets from Europe to Middle East. This is current report, which is pretty good. U.S. has significantly increased its military presence across the Middle East, making the coming days blah blah blah. Okay, and there's also reports of them sending more refuelers to Ben Gurion,
Hmm.
even though the Israelis
Hmm.
for like half a day were like, no, you can't land here. We don't want to get involved and
Hmm.
get our airport blown up. So the
Oh,
U.S. is
they're gonna
now.
get involved, bro.
Oh
They're
no, I
gonna get
know.
involved.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
They're gonna get blapped pretty good, and then they're gonna have to try to save face and attack Iran. The U.S. is doubling. CENTCOM and the Pentagon are doubling down on their aerial attack strategy, even as their munitions are running low, even as they're moving fighters and bombers and whatnot from their GCC country bases back to like Jordan, right? They're trying to get as far away from Iran as possible. They're moving more refuelers in, and they're doubling down on a losing strategy while losing airframes. Tell me how. I mean, that's not even Goyslop at this point, right? That's just pathetic desperation, and it's. I mean,
Hmm.
it's wild to see. It's literally as you were describing the attrition rate. I was looking at reports saying they have to bring more aircraft into the region because their attrition rate obviously is having a serious effect. So just
Yeah,
wild
yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like, the thing is, right? Once again, same thing. You already did this in like the first week of March, right?
Mhm,
And you can check the bombing run that they did and how many explosives they used and their targeting and whatnot, all this other stuff. Once again, anything that they do July, August, and onwards is going to be more anemic than that.
mhm.
And the reason for that is because of lack of munitions. Simple as that. So, based on that, so less overall explosive power, more anemic. Why the fuck would this change Iran's behavior? Iran would be emboldened, man. Iran would be like, okay, this is round 4 of the boxing match. Had some punches.
Mhm.
They were still weak, like round 1 and round 2. We're in round 4 now. You're a pussy ass bitch, right? Your hands are shaking. I can see your hands are shaking. You're not the Muhammad Ali of like, you know,
Yeah,
decades ago. You're
yeah, you
just a weak old man. You're just a weak old man. I'm just gonna kill you. Right? Like, this is where America's headed, man. Like, it's just like you're doing the same strategy. There's no like I can't even call it strategy. It's just like
just
Trump
desperation.
woke up for exactly, yeah. Trump woke up. He had something random for breakfast, and the chemical reactions in his brain goes, all right, let me talk to Rubio today instead of Hexet. What does Rubio think? Okay, Rubio says this or Hexet says that. Okay, so the courtiers and the eunuchs are gonna say some shit, and then he does some random shit. Like this is just it's gonna be horrendous, man. It's gonna be horrendous because like I think this time around, the attrition rates might even be worse just because, like, I have a feeling, and I don't have evidence for this yet, right? But, like, they might actually go for glide bombs. So instead of going, like, I'm going to fire JASSMs from, like, 500 kilometers away, they might get in closer and try to do glide bombs from, like, 30 kilometers or 40 kilometers away. In which case, man, I mean, okay, now you're in range of even, like, 1950s, 1960s scrap with regard to like anti-air stuff, right?
Yes.
And just so we're clear, like even fucking Serbia during the Yugoslav war, right? Like, what was that meme? They're like, "Oh, sorry, we thought it was, we didn't know it was invisible," right? Like when they shot down the Nighthawk, and what did they shoot down the Nighthawk with? They didn't shoot it down with like high tech,
S-400s, yeah, right.
yeah, bro. They used like a 1950s like anti-air system to shoot it down, right?
Yeah.
So this stuff has been known for a while, man. This stuff has been known for a while, right?
And I think both of us were very uh, to your point about Iran understanding and being emboldened, right? And they know that this is round 4, right? It's a 10, 12 round
Boxing
fight.
match, yeah, yeah.
Right. This is
12 round
round
fight, yeah, yeah.
12 round. This is only round 4. We'll let them keep doing their stupid strategy that's not working. If they escalate, we'll escalate. And
Yeah, exactly.
we're gonna start hitting their Jordanian bases. We're gonna start right, and they're making it painful for them, right? They're like a boxer who they realize that their fitness level is much higher than their opponent, and their opponent
Exactly, yeah.
is perhaps bigger, but maybe fatter, right? And he can absorb.
Yeah, once upon a time.
Right, and
Yeah,
once upon a time
exactly,
he was
exactly.
good, right? Yeah, he
Yeah.
maybe had been world champ even once upon a time,
Yeah,
and
exactly. Yeah,
they're
once
just
upon a time.
they're breaking
Exactly,
his
bro.
spirit.
Like,
They're breaking his spirit, you know.
exactly, breaking his spirit. Exactly. Like the thing is, okay, once upon a time, America could go to Vietnam, lose like 10,000 airframes and then go, you know what, that's fine because this is a war, and in war, equipment is supposed to malfunction and be lost to the enemy and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And so we're just going to build that stuff. No problem. Today, in the year 2026, America simply cannot take casualties. And I mean that not in just the sense of like, you know, public anger and reaction and lack of morale and what all that other stuff, but also just like this basic thing of like, they have to pretend, like the Goyim, the American Goyim, they have to pretend that like, oh, we're fighting you, Iran, with our hands tied behind our backs. We aren't even trying. And look at us kicking your ass. And I'm like, dude, you're using like 400 airframes maximum.
Right.
That's what you started the war with. Like, how many did you use against Iraq in 1991? You used like 2,400, 2,500 aircraft, man. And like before someone tells me, oh, enough, but these are all like latest state of the art F-35s. They're not, bro. A lot of these are 50, 60-year-old aircraft. America is not using the state of the art high tech shit. They're using all the gay, like weak, you know, okay, well, let's use a B-52 that was built in the 1950s. And oh, by the way, we're gonna fly another B-52 over like one of these like soccer games or like an American football game. Like the entire thing is humiliating, man. Like if you're an American and you're not like humiliated daily by Trump every day, all that tells me is that you have made peace with the fact that, you know, you're just like, whether you're cattle, you're goyim, you're a kike slave, blah, blah, add like 50 more adjectives here, right?
Yes.
But that's what that is, man. I mean, he's going to break their spirit. I mean, it's going to be brutal because what's going to happen is, it's July right now, August, September, October, November, December. In the next few months, what's going to happen is the energy markets are going to crack, right?
Yep.
At this point, it's a done deal. Like even like Bloomberg and Yahoo News and these guys who are like very, very pro regime, they're just like, yeah,
The tank floor. I mean, the what did the hold on, let me pull up the Cushing report. Did you see this report that came out yesterday?
no.
I can hear
Yeah.
you now. I can hear you again.
Okay. Sorry about it. I don't know what's going on today. It's a weird thing with Substack Live, but go ahead, brother.
Sure. There was a Cushing put out a one-page report saying tank bottoms are approaching rapidly, and Cushing is
Mm.
in Oklahoma, right? And it's where they store all the oil before it's sent out,
Mhm.
right? So you're
Yeah,
already
yeah,
seeing the market crack up, and
yeah. Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's gonna get really shitty. So yeah, at that point you'll have a butter and gun scenario. So you can prop up the civilian economy, or you can keep sending fuel and all this other stuff to like the military deployments, right?
yep,
I suspect they're going to forego the civilian stuff and try to do this like badass tough guy thing in Iran. It's
yep,
not gonna work out. And it's gonna get worse, man. Like this is like the breaking the spirit, the boxer going rope a dope for the first 2 or 3 rounds, and then yeah, slowly you're just chipping away, right? Um, and I can tell you, folks, right now, like the 3,500 Iranians that got killed in the first like 40, 50 days of this conflict. Even if you double that number, Iran's not going to surrender. And the way I explain it to Americans, and I know that Americans are like a bunch of fucking solipsists, right? But like even the solipsists should understand. I guess maybe I'm putting too much in them, but like
mhm,
even a solipsist needs to understand that like okay, fine, Osama bin Laden killed 3,500 Americans and 14,000, 15,000 were wounded on 9/11. Did America surrender? No, America started fighting, right? So it's like that concept does not exist, and like what they're doing in Iran right now, like there's not gonna be a quote unquote open Straits of Hormuz ever again. It's going to be closed. Iran's going to be like the toll booth operator. And whether it's the Bab el Mandeb or something, like Western economies are not going to get access to energy material flows, right? And that then and there means like millions of people starving, right? And the reason I think the impact on like the poorer countries of the world are going to be less is because I think they're simply going to get exemptions, right?
right, right,
Because like a lot of these countries simply don't have the money to pay the toll, right?
right. And I think
So
that's why the
yeah,
U.S. is trying that the fake and gay
the fake and gay
counter
shit. Yeah, yeah.
blockade, right? They're trying because
Yeah.
they don't want to be the ones taking the right. They want the whole world to feel the pain.
Yeah.
They don't want to be the only
Yeah.
ones, right? And it's
Exactly.
unbelievable that at the same time as all of this, the Ukrainians with all kinds of Western intelligence help are
Hmm.
deploying these long range drones and hitting Russian refineries, leading to
Hmm.
even further. It's like like we all know about the Nord Stream pipeline and how they blew it up and whatever. It's like they're
Hmm.
shooting themselves, like they already shot themselves in the foot, right? They shot themselves in the other foot by now destroying like the future capacity of Russian refinery capacity to get energy from Russia, and now
Yeah.
the U.S. is shooting them in the leg and shooting their own self in the leg as well, because
Yeah.
now
Exactly.
you have the energy shit in Iran. So it's like, how do you not see this is coming to a serious economic crisis, like extremely serious? It boggles the mind to even think. I mean, it's just hubris. It's late
Hmm.
imperial hubris, I believe. And I
Hmm.
think they're counting
Yeah.
on. I saw one of my mutual, I think maybe one of our mutuals. He used the word. We live in a time of insouciance, which means casual lack of concern, indifference. So many Americans are so
Yeah.
goyified. They live in this casual, like boyish indifference, like, oh,
Mm.
mommy can't pay the light bill, but it's fine. It'll be fine because she's mommy and she'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
It's like, no, that's not how this works.
We are the exceptional household, man. We are the exceptional household. Look at us go, right? This is never gonna affect us. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Um, we are at the 1 hour mark. Brother Najee, I think you wanted to stop at the 1 hour, or would you like to continue?
Oh, we can continue. I have a little bit of time left. I have a little bit of battery power left, so we can continue for a little while if you'd like. Um,
Excellent, excellent,
no
awesome,
worries.
awesome. All right,
I'll
let
give
me
you
let me read some
I'll give you like a
Goy
5 minute
slop.
warning
Yeah,
when I'm okay. Please read
yeah.
us
No
more,
worries,
Goy
bro.
Swap.
No worries. Read us more Goy slop. All right, where's the Goy slop? Oh, I lost it, man.
Don't worry. Scroll a little bit, you'll find more. Don't even worry.
Down version of the American fake. Oh, Iran uses fake weapons, and now they're trying to like copy Iranian drones. Fucking bitch. America is like a fucking joke, man. Like it's not even a real country. All right, let me see what this is. Okay. I had something. I found something. I was gonna read it to you, but then I lost it because of this
No
fucking
worries.
like the
While
goy
you
slop
look,
just keeps coming, man.
no, it keeps coming.
Yeah,
While
you
you
look for some goy slop as well, man. Yeah, yeah,
I have some. So everyone has heard of the uh, Shahed 136 drone. Everyone has heard about it. And now Russia has the
yeah.
Shahed
Exactly.
2, and now they have the Shahed 3. The other day I read that they were deploying Shahed 4s, which are jet powered, and
Hmm.
they have an operator, they have an optical sight, and so they can actually pinpoint accuracy a lot like an FPV drone. They can hit whatever target they want. They don't have to rely on
Hmm.
satellite and gyroscopic navigation, which is terrifying in and of itself. And then I looked
Hmm.
also, the Iranians have, for those who don't know, they have an Arash drone and an Arash 2 drone, and these are long range.
Yeah.
They have a 150 kilogram warhead, which is massive, right? It's a 320-pound explosive. Um, and they
Yeah.
they have 2,000 kilometer strike range. So and these are very fast. Some of them have jet engines, some of them have piston engines. I think the so yeah, I mean, the Iranians are continuously innovating
Hmm.
and adding to their strengths, while the U.S. is sort of copying in a pathetic manner and trying to use their old, 1980s, 90s, 2000s doctrine, and
Bro,
they're double down.
they can't even build artillery shells, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, bro. They can't even build artillery shells. Do you expect me? Do you expect me to believe that this fourth world shithole, which can't even build artillery shells anymore in the year 2026, is going to defeat the country, which not only innovates and is like a missile power and has all this enormous drone arsenal and all these other things, right? You expect me to believe that this place is going to quote unquote defeat this other place while at the same time having no ground force in theater because, like, again, the last several decades of like 40-year-old meth addict, heroin addict, whatever, right? Like, the reason they don't have 500,000 troops, my friend,
Mhm.
is because, like, most of them are either dead from suicide, or they left the force, or they were killed in combat, or something else happened. This is all like deterministic, man.
Mhm.
Right? You know, America in 1991, that America is long gone, man. Long gone. Right? That's like what, 35 years ago?
Oh yeah.
35 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. COVID means, oh, okay. We got a bunch of, what is this? America Israeli land grab by low intensity chem. I mean, like, the Goyim signed up for that. Goods or weaponized gels. I mean, there's a guy who's making the comment that America is under attack. I disagree because I think like the Goyim simply want a master to whip them around. You can't call it a conquest or an invasion if like the Goyim are okay with like their Jewish masters, right? But that's
Yeah,
what that
they
is,
have
man. Uh,
this insouciance that they
yeah,
just don't they could care less about anything except for, what the Cleveland Browns are doing and, whether they'll get
mhm,
explosive diarrhea from eating Taco Bell lettuce or not. I mean, these are the types of issues that are
basically,
of the day.
yeah,
There's another
yeah,
quick point I wanted to make about Iran and their doctrine. They have claimed over and over that they want to ensure that the US never even thinks about attacking Iran again. And that's something that
mhm,
should underline their resolve and the resolve that you described. They're in the fourth round and they're going to exact as much pain as they possibly can. And they're going to give the US
exactly.
just a little fraction of hope that they can throw a Hail Mary and get out of this. And then they're going to hit them again and say, oh, we'll jab you once or twice around, and then we'll wait for the next round, let you get a little more tired, and then we'll jab you 3 times. And we'll wait for the next round, and
Yeah,
we'll jab you
exactly.
4 times, and eventually the U.S. is going to be like, I'm in a literal hell of my own making, and I thought I was winning, but I'm not winning at all. And that's the
Hmm.
kind of methodology and doctrine that Iran is
Hmm.
obviously undertaking. So,
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? So they're beginning to hit civilian bridges,
mhm,
and the reason they're beginning to hit civilian bridges is because their attacks on all these like missile silos, which are like several hundred feet under the ground,
yep,
those have not borne fruit. So now they're going for quote unquote easy targets. The problem is that okay, you killed a couple dozen civilians on this bridge or whatever,
mhm,
right? This brother is saying, yeah, it'll be repaired within a few days. Unlike in America, where like if a bridge gets destroyed, it gets repaired in like 5 years or never at all, right? But not just that, bro. Like Iran's gonna look at that and go, okay, so you attacked a civilian object and you killed like 12 civilians on the bridge. Okay, fine, man. We're just gonna hit your military warehouse. Your bro Kuwait, he's got a desalination plant where like 90% of the drinking water comes to like the American military contractors. We'll hit that. We'll hit all these other things. Yeah, good luck repairing that within a few days. It's not possible, right? So,
yes, yeah. It's
yeah,
really something, man. It's really something. I mean, the U.S. Is clearly they haven't found the production or the critical capacity for the IRGC to continue to create drones and missiles. They haven't been able
yeah,
to do much. I mean, we've seen them hit railway bridges between China and
yeah.
Iran, stuff like
That
that.
takes like 5 days to repair,
I know.
man. Yeah, it takes 5 days to repair. It's like,
And
if you're hitting bro, if you hit an oil refinery, like oil refineries, they take like months and years to repair, right? If you're hitting a fucking like road or a railway line, like a railway track, that's like 5 days and it's repaired.
Yeah, the municipal government in that area can
Yeah.
has the functionality to repair that. I mean, it's so funny. So if we're looking forward, Ahnaf, so as let's say we're in round 6 now or round 7, and the US is
Mhm.
desperate and they're the crunch is hitting, the crack spread is widened to the point where gasoline is $5-6 a gallon, the midterms are approaching, or they've just
Yeah.
passed. And really, who gives a
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
about the
exactly.
midterms anyway, honestly? Um, so now
Mhm.
I think I mean we've been quite accurate in our predictions when it comes
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
the
Yeah.
retardation of the United States government and their sort of hegemonic dreams that are turning into nightmares.
Mhm.
Are they
Mhm.
going to start sacrificing large amounts of their airframes? I mean, do you think, or will they eventually try to pull back? And I think
I
they're
think
getting in closer personally.
I think like if it comes down to it,
Yeah,
I think if it comes down to it, man, they might just be like get in there and use those glide bombs,
yeah,
which is a very very plausible outcome. Another thing I could expect them to do is like heli dropping a bunch of Marines on these random islands,
yeah.
right? And then just getting massacred, right? Just absolute like amphibious landing is the hardest operation in warfare.
Yes, it is.
Hardest operation in warfare because like you're on the landing craft, right? You need to grab the beach while the enemy has the higher ground. And not only that, you need to have suppressive fire from multiple directions, right? And oh, by the way, against this enemy, you're not like, I don't know, the fucking beaches of Normandy. You're up against an enemy where like there's mountains everywhere and there's fucking mountains at the beach. And he can hit you with the tube artillery that's like shielded by the mountain behind it,
Yep.
right? So it's gonna be a fucking shit show, man. I mean, do I think it's like rational or strategic or add 50 adjectives here? No, it's not. Do I think Trump's gonna do it? Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, Trump's gonna do it. Because like Trump is like the senile orange baboon slash nigger, right? And the American goyim who voted for him, right? They're even worse. And on addition to all of that, and in addition to all of that, the courtiers and the eunuchs, right? Marco Rubio and like all these 10 or 12 other like courtiers and eunuchs, they're just like looting the gold paint off the walls and running away with the money, right?
Yeah, they
Do
have
you
no skin
really
in the
expect
game. They have
they
absolutely no
got
skin.
no skin
Trump has
they got no skin
zero
in the game.
skin in the game. You know.
Zero skin in the game, man. Zero skin in the game. And so, like, do you expect these, like, fucking goyim for the Jews to behave rationally? Hell no, man. Hell no. Right? So, that's what that is. Let me see what our bro Policy Tensor is up to.
Sure, sure.
This guy.
Did he block you or
Yeah.
did he?
He blocked me ages ago, but even if someone blocks you, you can see their shit, right?
Okay, okay.
So,
Didn't you ask him what happened to your bet with Dr. Papa?
I'm hard on him, but the reason I'm hard on him is because, like, he gets. Yeah. I did a lot of stuff. Yeah, he blocked me a while ago. Iran still enjoys escalation dominance, and no, it is not. Yeah, the same thing with this guy, and what I really dislike about him is that he understands what's happening with regard to the military side of like Iran beating the shit out of America,
Yeah.
right? But he's not willing, ready, and able to take that final step and go, okay, America actually has no plan. America is just like, you know, a shitty Regency Council that can't do decision making that's rational anymore. Right? He's not willing. He's like, oh, the international system, man, it has these like feedback loops and these other things. And America will eventually do this grand bargain with Iran, and Iran will become a great part. No, dude, what's going to happen is America's going to run away like a little bitch, right? Iran and Turkey are going to become the powers of the region, and Western economies are not going to get access to fertilizer, energy, etc., and they're going to starve and choke to death, right? It's not like fucking America runs away and don't worry, man, now we're going to build Fortress America. Okay, your fertilizers, okay? Fertilizers are 40% sulfur and sulfuric acid in content. Where does half of the world's sulfur come from, brother Najjam? Where does half of the world's sulfur come from?
The petrochemicals in the Strait of Hormuz.
Yes. So there is no such thing as an American economy without the Middle East. All this bullshit about autarky, self-sufficient, blah, blah, this is all bullshit. The Americans, like, this is like goy slop for the goyim, who are like, we live in an exceptional nation and we are autarkic and we are self-sufficient. All bullshit. Without the chemicals, the petrochemicals from the Middle East, you don't have an economy. And to be fair, it's not just you. It's Japan, it's China, it's South Korea, it's all these other guys, right? The sulfur, the helium, right? The grade of oil, right? Like, okay, well, enough. Doesn't America have oil? Yeah, you have light, sweet oil, which is not what trucks use, which is not what the planes use, which is, again, diesel and gasoline. That's what the world economy runs on. Okay, enough. I have a bunch of propane. Okay, man, you want a barbecue? Sure, go for it, man. But barbecues are not what run civilization, all right? So that's what that is. So it's just fucking funny, man.
People will wake up and at some point. It'll take
Yeah.
quite a while. Quite a while.
Oh, look, they're killing the Kurds now, brother. Look at that.
Oh yeah, I saw they struck the
Yeah.
Kamala Kurd.
They're going after the Kurds so that the Kurds don't get any ideas, basically.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, the KRG, they know what's going on. The Barzanis, if you studied, I studied Kurdish politics back in 2017, 2018. The Talibanis
Mhm.
and the Barzanis are always sort of rivals. They're vying for their little slice of the Iraqi oil pie,
Mhm.
and they have no real
Yeah.
capabilities outside of
Mhm.
sort of quasi defending themselves from like a weak Iraqi central government. That's about all they can hope for.
Yeah.
And they obviously are aligned.
Mhm.
The KRG, the Barzanis are aligned with Turkey because Turkey doesn't doesn't really mess with them and keeps tabs on their enemies, the other Kurdish groups, and it's they don't
Mm,
have much. It's that's like the
yeah,
worst Goyslop, which is
mhm,
like the Kurds are our allies and they will always fight with us and we can, rely on them and
yeah,
we'll send them in en masse in a human wave to take over Tehran or something. It's
yeah.
just absolutely ridiculous. It's like, guys, you realize that m-
Their brain is stuck. Their
it,
brain is stuck in the 2000s, bro. Their
on the
brain is forever stuck there, man.
it's really
Yeah,
sad. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that's why I was like that's why I shook that man's hand because I was like,
Read
this is
this
the guy.
Goislop.
Yeah, yes.
Brother Naji, read this Goislop and rate it out of 10. 0 to 10.
Okay.
Give it a rating.
Woke
Rate this
beyond.
Goislop,
Imma keep
please.
it
Yes.
I got you, 0 out of 10. Imma keep it real with you, chief. It's 2026 and no one gives a shit about the 2020 election or the Chai comms. Trump or do you want me to read
And then what
Alex's
does
one?
Alex Jones say?
Yes, Alex
Yeah,
says
go for it,
Trump
man.
just released secret CIA files proving communist China worked with the Democratic Party to steal the 2020 election. Okay, let me break it down for you in very simple terms. This is once again 10 out of 10. You do a very good job at curating the Goy chart, man. I have to give you credit where it's due.
I feel sorry. I feel sorry because like brother because like I feel sorry because like brother Naji lost his phone and he wants to like live in the perpetual world of like 1999, but I'm giving him this fucking Goislop, right?
Yeah, it's in
And
small doses. This will be okay. I probably only have about 10 minutes left, so 10 minutes more of Goy I'll recover from. I'll go for a run.
there
I'll read
we
some
go, bro.
Qurans.
There we go.
So
10
I'll tell
minutes,
you.
so I'm gonna say excellent, bro. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Go ahead,
around
bro.
125, 126. So the reason that Goy
No
is
worries, bro.
incredibly beautiful is that people think that democracy is somehow the best system and the only system to allow the common man to have representation of their government and their society, right?
Mhm.
It turns out that in
Mhm.
every single society outside of maybe very hyper authoritarian sort of cult of personality societies, and even there are all these factors that go into propping up the existing power structure, and all of the players underneath have
Yeah,
influence over those factors. Okay, so I just want you to
exactly.
understand that in communist China, in the great bad, the bad Chai Com, whatever bullshit, they have the ability to put forth their opinions and interests and vie for power within that system the exact same way and likely more than you have that ability in the United States. Because all of this Citizens
Yeah,
United
basically.
horseshit, all of these captured political parties, all of this stuff, if it was truly representative, we would have cut funding for Israel 2 years ago, fully. Okay?
Yeah,
Two I mean, in December
yeah.
of 2023, the bombing campaign on Gaza would have been ended because the munitions would have stopped flowing. It is not truly
Mhm.
representative. You have
Mhm.
people like Hakeem Jeffries. You have people like all these idiots, Chuck Schumer. Oh, my job before being a senator, before working for the great people of the state of New York, my job is to ensure that the Democratic Party remains pro-Israel. That's a quote from that,
Mhm.
the horse's mouth. So there you go, man. I mean, like Lindsey Graham's
Yeah.
sister is the new Lindsey Graham. Okay, you don't even have to really change the
Okay,
name because
bro.
it's a woman's name. Like that's the kind
I
of
understand, bro. Okay, rate this meme.
sure.
Okay, bro. This is a gem. This is not Goislop. This is a gem. All right, rate this, please.
Okay, no, you can't just force us out of our bases because they're so high testosterone. Oh my god, man. We will kill the idea of Dubai.
What does
Dubai
it
is
say?
killed. Dubai is killed. It is
Fuck Dubai,
dead
man. Fuck
underground.
Dubai.
It is
Okay.
scratching. It's like Uma Thurman in Kill Bill. And she's in the grave, scratching at the grave, buried 6 feet deep. And now Turkey. Now you have Erdogan saying, "Hey, Dubai, rich, millionaires, come to Turkey. You'll get 10 years tax free, no taxes. So come.
Mhm.
Istanbul's a
Mhm.
much nicer
Mhm.
place anyway, and it's not as hot. You have the beautiful Bosphorus, right?
Mhm.
We have the Golden Horn,
There we go.
the beautiful Sea of Marmara.
There
You
we
can
go.
take your ships. So yeah, no,
Yeah, there we go.
it's a beautiful meme. Oh
Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
man.
Oh dear. Oh, brother Naji, this is a meme that's applicable to you, I think.
God. Dude, the sky is almost orange. There's an almost orange hue, and I'm not even in the worst hit places, man. There are people in Cleveland that came down to Akron yesterday. They told me that they were
Oh,
getting
bro.
lightheaded, bro. They were getting like a
Yeah, yeah,
headache
yeah.
just
Oh my
from
god.
breathing the air for 10 minutes, dude.
Oh my
It's
god.
fucking brutal, man. What is Canada doing? What, dude? They have like 800 wildfires out of control or some shit.
This is what happens. This is
Uh,
what happens when you
we gotta.
decide to continue perpetual growth for like decades on end, man. This is what happens. But
Mhm.
people are not going to listen. They're gonna keep doing this shit until the car hits the brick wall. It is what it is. Um, man, I really hate how much China is influencing our election. Classic. All right.
Good.
Oh, dear. That's a classic right there, man. Like you never get a SanDisk now deep in bear market, 37%. Yeah, like it's not just SanDisk. I mean, SanDisk is Americanizing. It's listed on the Nasdaq, but I was watching some of these Korean stocks, man. Right? Like
Oh yeah, the Kospi
hang on
again.
a second. Let me. Okay, now I remember. Now I remember what I was about to show you.
Oh, okay, okay, good.
Kospi. I was gonna show you this. I was gonna show you this, but where is this? Sorry. Korean margin call. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. Okay. Read this out. Read this out better, Najee.
Okay, breaking. 1 in 30 South Koreans hit with margin calls as the Kospi crashes. You know what 1 in 30? You know what happens when 1 in 30
Yeah,
people in your society have. I mean, people know what a margin call is. I presume from the movie and from all of the 2008 nonsense. It means that you no longer can fund your position, and they're pulling all of the
yeah,
money. Okay, they're pulling every
yeah, bro.
last cent. So
Yeah,
1 in 30 Koreans just lost all
yeah,
of their
bro.
money. Okay,
Bro,
that's
1.2 million, bro. Like this happened yesterday. This happened yesterday, bro. This happened yesterday,
yeah.
and this happened with 1.2 million Koreans. And the fucking American goyim, they're going, yeah, man, we're winning the war in Iran. Woo, America, fuck yeah. And it's like, dude, the destruction of the Asian markets is happening right now.
Yep.
And once they're destroyed, man, their bond markets are gonna go tits up. They're your fucking creditor, okay? South Korea and Japan are your fucking creditor. Enough! That's amazing! My creditors. If your creditor fucking dies, you don't have money for the fucking military anymore. You little bitch. You little bitch. You fucking
But
goyim,
but
right?
don't
Do you
worry.
not understand what's happening,
Don't
right?
worry.
So, like,
We'll
yeah,
strong arm Qatar into giving us $1 trillion, even though their economy is in shit show. We have destroyed
yeah,
the other
yeah,
only
Qatar.
possible creditor. And
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like we're
We're
shooting
gonna
our
we're gonna get the money
credit.
from Qatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. We're gonna get the money from Qatar, who can't get any money because they can't sell fucking gas because the Iranians closed the straits and shot missiles at their face. Sure you
Ah,
will, bro. Okay, sure you will. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. How many minutes do you have on your clock, bro? Or like
I got another 10. I'd say another 10. So
you got another
we can
10?
keep
Okay, let's continue.
continue.
Let's go to like 1:30. That's like a nice 90-minute show. But
Yeah.
no, man, it's just like 1 in 30 married or let me read this actually. What does this guy say? Okay. 1 in 30 South Koreans married are sleeping in guest bedroom tonight with one eye open. 1 in 30 married are crapping out from degenerate gambling on.
Pulling double leverage Cosby. The amount of leverage
Holy
in the
shit,
system
man.
is terrifying too. I mean, what it like.
Cosby is like, bro, Cosby is like such a fucking, like, I was gonna call it gambler's den, but even gamblers have fucking like, safe words. Like, like in bondage, you have like the safe word until it's so that they stop choking you, man. Like, they don't have that here, man.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they have no fail
Okay,
safe.
okay, okay, good.
Mhm.
3.4% of the adult population, liquidation. Holy shit. So yeah,
Yeah.
liquidation risk. Okay. Hit with 300, okay, so already this has happened. Force liquidated by brokers. Regardless, estimated losses 144. Well, I mean, it's gonna get worse, right? It's a contagion effect, basically, right?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun.
Yep. Let's see today. Delayed quote market closed. Okay, but it was a 6.37% drop in one day.
Yeah,
I guess that was
yeah,
yesterday. My God,
yeah.
it slid
And,
from.
and the fucking American goyim are looking at that, and the fucking American goyim are looking at them going, yeah, man, Drumpf is playing 12D chess. He's getting rid of our creditors. Yeah, man, 12D chess. I'm like, this fucking bitch, man. He's always gonna be a Jewish cattle. That's what this is, man.
It's crazy. It's really disgusting. I and yeah, people are very slowly waking up, but not enough. Not a critical mass. I think so.
No, enough.
June 19th. Let me read this to you. June 19th, the Kospi was at 9,350. Okay, 9,350
Hmm.
in less than 1 month. The Kospi is at 68.20. Okay, so about a third
30% drop.
drop, about a
Yeah.
third in less
Oh,
than a
I
month.
got it in front of you, bro. I got it in front of
Oh,
you right here.
Lord.
You see it?
Yep, yep,
Do you
I
see
see
it?
it. Yep.
It's beautiful, man. Look at this. Parabolic move up, and now down she goes. And all the Koreans go fucking bankrupt.
They'll be selling us their Gucci bags and their their makeup kits and stuff on eBay. They'll try to ship it across to America, praying for 50% return on their investment. I mean, my God, this is circuit breaker. Holy crap! What? So
Oh,
what?
bro,
What,
bro,
what
bro.
does the Nikkei drop? Let's see. Let's look at the Nikkei. Let's beat this.
You want to look at the Nikkei or like you want to keep watching the Kospi?
Let's just shift to the Nikkei. I mean, if you whatever, we'll both look.
All right. Let's
Ooh,
see where we're at. Let's see where
yeah.
we're at. Okay, so
Tomorrow,
Kospi is getting raped. All right, let's see what the rape looks like for the Nikkei. Let me see. Let me see what the rape
not
looks
as
like
bad.
for the Nikkei.
It's more molestation than rape at this point. It's severe molestation, but it's not full rape.
Well, Bank of Japan is basically working like 12 overnight shifts to make sure it doesn't crash. So like, they kind of are trying that. So, okay. Japanese stock market at 400 billion minus 4. Yeah, this is still like molestation. It's not rape territory yet, but
Right.
like it's getting there basically. Yeah. 14 hours ago. I think the yen is still like 163 to the dollar. It's still over there. They're trying to like, but it's gonna go towards 200, man. It's gonna go
hmm
towards 200.
hmm
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's what
nothing
that
they can
is.
do. Their bond rates are going sky high. It's over.
Nikkei fell 5%. Yeah. For those of you who think in the audience that Japanese bond markets and Korean stock market, why are these guys talking about this stuff after talking about Iran and America fighting the war? These are the same things, my friend. If Japan and South Korea fall apart, America can no longer wage war on the rest of the world. It runs out of money, basically. Like overnight, America runs out.
Quite literally. I mean, dude,
Oh,
we had to.
quite literally.
The
Yeah.
Pentagon is broke. Do you understand? They got the largest budget ever this past fiscal year. Okay, and they are now broke
And they're asking for
in
an additional
July.
300 billion. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
July, and then they'll be broke
Yeah.
before the next fiscal year. Like this is
Yeah.
and where are they getting the money from? The bonds. Who's buying the bonds? Well, pretty much nobody
Japan
anymore.
and South Korea.
Right.
Yeah, well, there you go. So that's what that is. So that's what Asian markets look like, bro. It's a shit show, right?
Unreal.
This was 12 hours ago, but yeah, roughly, like it's gonna be zigzagging like this. It's gonna be very, very brutal 5%, 6% down, downswing, and then 3% upswing. Yeah, we're back, baby. And
Right.
this will happen for a few weeks and months, and then down goes the bubble. Like that's basically what that looks like, man. It's gonna be extremely brutal. Extremely brutal. Like
Yep.
Iran killing America, this is like chef's kiss masterclass of like how to torture an opponent, man. Like
It,
this is
it
fucking
really is.
brutal right here.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
their when I mean, to reiterate the point, when they said we will ensure that the U.S. never even thinks about attacking us again, they were not kidding around.
Yeah.
You don't like they had this strategic patience for so long that the U.S. thought, oh, they're weak. We can topple them with a few protests. We can topple them with a few missiles. We can topple them. Let's try now. Now that those didn't work, we'll decapitate their leadership. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
they're extremely methodical. They're very pissed
Mhm.
off, and they're out.
Yeah.
The strategic patience is out of the window. They are now
Yeah.
in the we are going to torture you slowly and ensure that you keep coming back for more torture. That is where we're at. So I want people need to understand this. Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah,
Uh,
it's gonna be brutal, bro. It's gonna be brutal. I mean, this is like Aisha Tariq. Yeah, she's basically going over the global chip routing. Well, the AI bubble is dead, man. The AI bubble is dead. It's just like it's gonna get like it's July right now. Next couple of weeks and months, like these companies are gonna go broke and bust, man. Um, central banks are gonna lose the ability to like keep this song and dance going. At which point, yeah, the American military will be directly impacted with regard to lack of not just like weapons to fight, but also just lack of like funding and all these other things, right?
mhm.
So that's what that is. With that being said, Brother Naji, I
Yes.
think you said your battery's dying and it's falling apart. Um, just like the American military, I guess. But like,
100%.
we we gotta call it quits. I guess you gotta charge your phone. Okay, thanks, bro.
Yep.
Any last words for our lovely audience?
I think Mark Bar America is
Yeah, deaths
fitting.
to America.
I think that's
Mark
about
Bar America. There we go. Excellent, excellent. Okay, thank you, Brother Naji. We will do this again. Thank you, dear listeners, for tuning in. You know what my usual words are, and I will leave them with you as always. The doom cometh. Thanks, guys. See ya.
see